Hey guys, my name is RK and welcome to the Academy, where I do reviews, tutorials, and demos of things that I like or dislike. And today we're going to be talking about the new Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Foundation. Now this is the reformulated 2018 version. I know they released like a Matte Velvet Foundation many years ago. I cannot speak for that because I've never tried it. My holy grail foundation, however, is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. This thing has never disappointed me at all. I've always had a problem with matte foundation. Yes, they do keep my face matte for a good while, but at the end of the day, when my oils do start to come out, it starts looking cakey and heavy, and it just doesn't look like your skin at the end of the day. That's why matte foundations have always disappointed me. That's why I've always ended up with this dewy foundation, which never disappoints me. But I do have oily skin, so I'm kind of like conflicted because I have oily skin, then I should be getting matte foundations, right? So I'm hoping that this foundation doesn't let me down today. So we're going to be reviewing the new Matte Velvet Foundation, but also we're going to be comparing it to the Ultra HD Foundation, which means we're killing two birds with one stone. And that is an outdated phrase because we should not be killing birds with stones at all. So if you want to find out the results of this comparison, go ahead and stay tuned. Bye! So first we're going to compare the texture of these foundations. The Matte Velvet is very thick and moussey and it stands still by itself, and Ultra HD is very runny and thin. This is what my face looks like before any of the coverage is put on. First we're going to try the Matte Velvet, and as you can see again, it's very thick and it just stands still on the brush like that. We're going to dot that all over the face and just blend it in with a flat top brush. And here's the before and after. As you can see, it is slightly matte. And now we're going to put on the Ultra HD foundation and look at it, it's just running all over the place. We're just gonna dot that all over the face again and then blend that in with another flat top brush. Now this is the before and after. You can see a little bit of reflection on the after photo. It's slightly dewy. This powder has zero coverage, but it does help set our makeup, and I never wear liquid foundation without setting it with some kind of powder. So this is what my face looks like after powder, and through the monitor on my camera, I don't see a big difference on it because obviously we just both powdered it. They're both matte at the moment. So right now we're gonna go over the claims of the product. I'm gonna be listing text right here. So for the Matte Velvet Foundation, it claims to have 40 shades, and the Ultra HD Foundation also has 40 shades, so that's good. Makeup Forever has always been really good with their shade selections. Their numbers actually convert directly to this one. So if you are a certain shade for the Ultra HD, that means you're the same shade for the Matte Velvet. The coverage for the Matte Velvet states that it's full coverage, while the Ultra HD Foundation is a buildable medium coverage. As we saw in the texture comparison, this was a lot thicker and less runny, while this was super runny, and that's why there's a difference in coverage. Another claim that this one has is that it is a matte finish, obviously because it's Matte Velvet, and this Ultra HD one has a dewy natural finish. Like I said, I have oily skin, so obviously I should be, like I said, I have oily skin, so obviously I should be craving for the matte foundations, but let's just hope that this doesn't let me down. And then finally, this is $39 and this is $43. I'm gonna guess that that extra $4 that they added on this one is because of this bottle, because this one is plasticky and it feels like a drugstore tube, honestly. But this one has that premium like pump and shiny silver. What? So that's the $4 coming through. And this one claims to last 24 hours on your face. I don't think this one does, but I'm not gonna wear this for 24 hours. We're just gonna test it out for a normal human day, which is like 12 hours. So I'll be checking in on you in the middle of the day when my oils start to come out, and we'll find out how these two foundations behave. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so we are about 6 hours after application. It's definitely getting dewy here where I usually get oily, but this side is not as shiny as this side. This is the Ultra HD, and it's definitely getting dewy here, especially right there, my nose is getting really shiny. And as you can see a little bit of the redness of my acne kind of peeking through the foundation, and you can definitely tell that it is medium coverage. However, if we go to this other side, you see less of the redness of my pimples, and surprisingly it's not as cakey. You can kind of see it settling here on my fine lines right there, but the Ultra HD is actually settling in more on my fine lines and it's accentuating it more. So I'm kind of impressed. I really, you have no idea. I was like, because I've been like seeing all the reviews for the matte velvet and then everyone's been saying it's cakey. But for me personally, it hasn't been doing that, but we're only 6 hours after application. But this is pretty good. Again, compared to the Ultra HD, it's definitely a lot more matte because obviously it's matte velvet. It is shiny, like especially around my nose, but right here it's not that bad. Compared to this side, it's super shiny, and you can see the redness of my pimples coming out. So it's definitely better coverage and it's more matte. So that's what I'm seeing here. Alright, so see you guys at the end of the day. Bye! Okay guys, so this is our 12-hour mark. It has been 12 hours after we've applied the Ultra HD foundation and the Matte Velvet foundation. And as you can see, my oils have come out and I feel utterly disgusting. I didn't blot at all today on purpose, just so we can see how the oils have kind of interacted with my face. Obviously on a normal day when I'm not doing a foundation review, I would obviously blot in the middle of the day and then kind of retouch with powder, but today, just for you guys, I did not blot at all and I am as shiny as ever for you guys. So let's see how this foundation has behaved on our face. So this is the Matte Velvet and this is the Ultra HD. This has definitely been more matte compared to the left side. It's definitely a lot dewy here. Look at that shininess right here and right here. Right here on the Matte Velvet side, we still see a little bit of dewiness, but it's a little bit more diffused and kind of calmer compared to this one. Look at that. Ew. I'm gonna show you close-ups of my face right now. As you can see, the Ultra HD has broken apart around my nose where it gets really oily, but when I look on the other side, it didn't break apart at all. The oils that have come out of my skin and mixed with the Matte Velvet did not break the foundation apart, which is really nice. But right now let's try the blotting test, which means I'll blot with a piece of paper towel and we'll see if it transfers on the paper towel a lot. So I'm just pressing against my skin and I'm not rubbing, and I'm doing it just to absorb the oil and the shininess. There is some transfer, but again, that's because I never blotted today and there's just so much oil that it's pushed up the foundation. So there's a little bit of transfer onto the paper towel. So you guys can see that. Now we're gonna try the Ultra HD foundation blotting test. Look how shiny that is. I can't believe how dewy it gets. I don't remember it being this dewy, but it's hot today in California and this is what we end up with the Ultra HD foundation. And we still have a little bit of transfer. So this is the Ultra HD and this is the Matte Velvet. You guys can compare. But again, I don't think it's a big deal because again, we're 12 hours after and my oils have definitely pushed the foundation around. So the moment it touches some type of fabric, it's gonna absorb the foundation. So that's the blotting test. I can see like the redness of the pimples coming through. And for some reason, guys, I don't know if it's the Ultra HD, it's breaking me out right here. And the only foundation I put on there is the Ultra HD. I don't know if it's coincidence or if it's actually the Ultra HD that's breaking me out, but that popped up today. You can even rewind to the beginning of this video and see that this was not that big today. Also, I found 2 additional pimples right here that are growing angry. Again, this is the Ultra HD side. I'm not blaming the Ultra HD foundation because again, that's been my holy grail, but I don't know. So that's that. So, but on the other side here, The full coverage has stayed. Doesn't look like it's settled as much as the Ultra HD into the pores. You do see a little bit of settling right here in my fine lines on both sides. So right here, as you can see, I have foundation settling in these lines, and then also on the other side right here for the Ultra HD. I don't want to judge too much on what's going on in the middle of my forehead. Whatever's happening here, you want to be able to tell if it's the Matte Velvet or the Ultra HD. This definitely has better coverage from what I can see. I hope that you guys can see it up close on camera. Like I said before, I really wanted to hate this foundation because I was so ready. I've heard everyone's reviews about it being cakey and heavy on the face, but it's not like that for me. It's doing really great on my face. So, if you have oily skin and if you have the same skin tone as mine, I recommend that you try this foundation. Obviously, if it doesn't work for you, go ahead and return it. Sephora has a great like 30-day policy when it comes to returns, but don't use too much of it before you return it, obviously. But yeah, that is my review for the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Foundation. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making this review. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and press thumbs up on this video and subscribe to this channel. I love making these videos for you guys, obviously. Link down below for all my social media, my Instagram. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you for revisiting my channel and watching this video. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe. And thank you for watching, and have a good whatever.